Evening, guys. You okay? Just wanted to say see this music. Can you hear it in the background? That takes me back. It's a royalty-free one on Spotify. You know, because you can't play music in the background, can you? Apparently, first ever video I did have some music in the background, and only a little bit. But oh no, God, I bricked it. Tell ya. So I found this on Spotify. It's got loads of good ones, to be fair. And this is like a dance one. It sounds like the real thing, doesn't it? So yeah, just thought if you've got Spotify, you can get it free, can't you? This is me. I'm on my son's subscription, so you know the family one. So you know Cece squeaking in the background. She's got this chicken that Dave downstairs got it, and it's really noisy, as you can hear. And I take it off from time to time because 9 o'clock at night I don't want to be listening to a squeaking chicken. Do you know what I mean? When I'm trying to watch a bit of telly and we're in bed. So anyway, welcome back. I said, didn't I, that I was going to do Kirsten, also known as Kay. She did my beans mix that I do. I do quite a few varieties on the beans mix, just to mix it up a bit, pardon the pun. And she has done it quite a few times with, you can do it with egg. I've done it with salmon, and just a variety of spices. You can pick your own spices, you can't really go wrong. So she done it again, and we have it with a bit of bread. You can have toast with it even, you know. She done it again, and she done it with some feta cheese and some jalapenos, and she sent me a picture. So I said, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do it and put it on. So, what did he have to tell you? I forgot. It'll come back to me. Anyway, I made me bread today. And I'm dead made up with this, so I wanted to show you. So, I put some seeds in. It's quite heavy. But I've made this before. It's made with spelt. So, I haven't cut it yet, so I don't know what it's like on the inside. But spelt has got... Let me have a look. Gosh, I can never remember anything. I remembered about the selenium, guys. It's 1 to 3 Brazil nuts, medium Brazil nuts a day that you should take to give yourself your recommended amount of selenium. I'm not going to go into the selenium and, you know, what it can cause, because it's not, I don't sound like it's a horror story, but sometimes we just have to be mindful, don't we? I know Dave downstairs, my friend, he's been taking a lot of vitamins, and he went to see the doctor the other day about something else, and he took all his vitamins to the doctors with him and said, you know, will you have a look at them? And the doctor said, you're taking too much. So we have to be mindful, don't we? Because it's easy done, they're all in the shops, you know, you can go and get them, and some things, you know, it can have the adverse effect on you, can't it, as opposed to doing you good. It could make you a bit poorly. So anyway, this spelt flour it's the carbohydrates. Now, as I told you, I only bought this because it's easier to make bread with, they say, so with the kneading. But I've done a bit of research after that, and I do mine in the processor, don't I? But you don't really need a lot of kneading with bread as long as you got the yeast. And I mean, that's rose. It's not rose great, but as long as it tastes nice. But we'll see if it's claggy inside, shall we? I might have to put it back in for 10 minutes, who knows. But I made it, and then I've got the postman coming between 5 and half 6 to bring some stuff for me. So I had to get Cece out for a walk between 4 and 5 when I finished work. But anyway, it's just a little bit lower, so the carbohydrates is 62, of which sugars is 0.5. Now they say to look at the bit of which sugars, and I remember talking to a guy in Aldi, a year and a half ago. He'd been diagnosed pre-diabetic, and the nurse had said to him, of the sugars bit, as long as it's under 10. Now I don't, you know, I don't get myself too wired up in carbohydrates, because we need carbohydrates, we need protein, we need all them things in our life. But I did notice that was a little bit lower, so that's 62 grams of carbs for 100 grams, and of which sugars is 0.5, and the white flour is right, and it's dead tiny. 80.9 and which sugars is 0.6. So it's not a great difference, is it? So I'm going to try a loaf of white flour. Not yet. Might have to take that squeaky away. But this is good if you're first starting baking the first try, and it's, as I say, it's in Sainsbury's at the moment. If you've got a nectar card, it's about £1 off. So, and I've made 2 loaves out of that so far. So I'll probably get 4, won't I? So that's my bread. It's still a bit warm. As soon as it's cooled down, I'll cut it with you and then we'll have a little look. Okay, but let me put that back. So I'm going to do this mix. What time are we up to? 5:50. So I'm going to use green lentils. Now I've had these kidney beans in the cupboard for ages, and while I like kidney beans, I don't think I could eat a full tin. So I'm going to mix the 2 of them together. This does me for 2 meals. It might do you for 1, but for me it will do you for 2 meals. I'd use a tin of these tomatoes, and the reason I get these ones is because then I don't have to buy fresh tomatoes, I've found. But you don't have to put fresh tomatoes in. Remember, it's on a budget, so what you're looking for is taste and nourishment. And if you can get that, then happy days. I'm going to use 2 eggs. Now they've got your protein in. And my crusty kale, which I always use, a couple of slices of them chopped up. And then this Greek style Elisa feta cheese. As I say with cheese, if they're taking stuff out, they're not putting stuff in. Do you know, like with a low fat yogurt, they might take something out and they might have to add sugar, which is fine, but in this it's just got milk, nothing more. So it's got lower fat, so the fat content's lower, which is better for you. If you can save a bit of fat on a bit of cheese, you can have it somewhere else, can't you? But again, that's good with your protein. So sorry about Cece. I think it's going to have to go there, isn't it? Let me have a look. Protein, carbohydrates 0.6, so the sugar's 0.6. So protein in that is 22.1 grams. So if you use a quarter of that, 5 grams of protein, not bad, is it? And then the trusty jalapenos, because that's what she put in, Kirsten, as well. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to get some spices out. You can use whatever spices you want. You do you. But I'm going to get some spices out now, so bear with. With my spices, Cece, wake up. Come say hello. Come here. Come here. Come and say hello to the people. Say hello. I'm going to take the chick off and now. The chicken, just for a minute while I do my little video. This is the chicken. As you can see, he's got no feet. He's well loved. He's going to go in the drawer just while I just wash my hands. Just while I do this. She's got plenty of toys that she can play with, so she's fine. So I'm going to use my trusty garlic granules. Turmeric, I always use turmeric because again it's good for you. I'll find out why I like that one. My crushed chilies, which I love, and my onion granules. And again, these are, save you buying fresh garlic. Still garlic, isn't it? And all spices are good for you. Some paprika and some garam masala, because I fancy a bit of that tonight. So what I do is, I get my frying pan. I'll turn you around and show that to you in a minute, and then show you that in a minute. And then I put it on a high. And this frying pan I got from Asda. It was on I had some money off it. So I've got this once before, and the trick with this frying pan is, I'll show you it. It's a Scoville Never Stick, super strong non-stick. But the trick with this is to put it on and let it heat up for 2 minutes before you put anything into it. So let it heat up for 2 minutes, then lower it down, and then you cook with it, and it doesn't stick then. The last one I didn't do that, and it's absolutely knackered, but I still use it. But it's not as good as this one. It's a smaller one. But yeah, always look out for the, you know, the offers that they've got on. So put that on for 2 minutes. I don't time it. I just think it's just 2 minutes. Where's my chair? Get my chair. Get my chair. So, and that's it really. So let that heat for 2 minutes, and then I'll drain me. These are just in water, so you're absolutely fine. So I'm just going to drain everything off now while that's heating up. Bear with me. That's got the coffee lid on. Oh, I'm saving that for something. I'm not sure what, because I wouldn't put a tin back in the fridge, but Dave downstairs said they fit on there, and I just put it on and I've never took it off. That's how long it's been in the cupboard, because I just didn't fancy. Best before April 27, it's still fine. So just haven't fancied them really. I'll give that a good shaky. Please forgive me, because I am aware that them kidney beans weren't in the butcher's shop. Look, forgive me. I need to use them, guys. They're just going to sit there and sit there. So, yeah, please forgive me. So I'm going to show you now. I'm going to turn you around and show you. They're just in there. I do that first. Put me beans in, you know, your lentils, whatever you want to put in. And that's sort of the heat I've got it on at the moment while it heats up. But I will lower that down in a minute. And I'm going to add my spices. Once it starts bubbling a bit, just lower it down. You just want it to cook out. You don't want it to dry out. And I'm not too precious about draining all the juice off, you know, in the tins, because they're only in water. See, red kidney beans in water, so it gives it a bit of moisture. Now you could add some passata to this. You could even add a stock cube if you wanted to, if you didn't want to add spices, you know, to give it some flavour. There's loads you can add to it, but it does taste really good. Well, I've not made one yet that didn't taste good, so it's really filling. And it's good for you, isn't it? Okay, bear with. Spices in. And you know, there's the onion granules, and that's my turmeric. I like a fair bit of turmeric because it is good for you. But you know, all that is dried garlic and dried onions, so no, it's got the same goodness in it, but it's in your cupboard, so it's not going to go off or sprout, is it? Do you get what I mean? Right, so I've lowered it right down now. Bear with. And it's just going to cook out for a bit, just a little bit. It doesn't take long to make this, really good. And it is lovely. Yeah, and it was Kay who gave me the idea to serve it with the bread. Or did I? Anyway, it doesn't matter. We came up with it between us, yeah. So I can't remember. What did I first do it with? I don't think I did it with bread. I might have. I've done it that much because I do really like it, and it's dead filling, you know. And that's what I say about all these meals, that, you know, they give you that, they satiate you, is that the word? I always get it wrong. So you don't have that feeling that you're hungry. The only time you get hungry is when you feel it in your stomach. So, you know, if you're it's just good food, and it gives you all the nutrients in your body, so you don't not that I'm dissing burger and chips, because I'm not, or a pizza, because I'm going to make a pizza, but I'm going to make it from scratch, the dough, the base. But certain types of food, I watch a fella called, what's his name? Chris. Oh, he's a twin. He's got it in. Oh, Chris. I'm going to have to Google it. You know what my brain's like, guys. Crikey, my leg. Should know. I'll have to pause you when I find it. Being all nice. Chris Tulican, don't know whether I pronounced that right. I remembered it just as I found it. And he's done a couple of documentaries on processed food and all that, and he's big into it, and he explains. I think it's on Channel 4 or ITV. Have a look. Just what processed food actually does to your brain and how it's marketed. So I won't go into that loads, but it's very interesting if you want to look it up. You know, let me just switch that off while I talk to you. Before and I'll sit down one day and just tell you little bit about my story. Before I started doing all this, I was just constantly hungry, and it just helped me to understand the reasons why. I'm not going to go into it too much, but I will sit down. What I will do today though is show you a picture of what I looked like before as opposed to now. This picture, the second picture, was took at Christmas, so I have lost some more weight since then, but as I say, yeah, just have a look. Ultra processed foods and processed food. I'm not saying you have to not eat it anymore. I still eat it, but it's very, very interesting if you start eating good food, which doesn't cost an arm. Like, I spend less money now than I did when I was eating the way I did. Anyway, I digress, as normal. All I've done is I've added me 10 tomatoes and about a third of a tin of water. Now what I do is I pop these tomatoes. So, like so. But you don't have to if you don't want to. It's up to you. And then I'm just going to turn that, mix it all in. And then I'm going to put the lid on for it to cook down a bit. So this one's quite a lot thicker. As I say, I've not done it with kidney beans before, but it was the first time for everything, and I wanted to have a go. And it's funny, I don't know, kidney beans, they're nice, aren't they? But they're hard to pair them with something else. I find that they're not, you know, sorry, I'm a bit nervous and lifting my fingers, do forgive me. Sort of, I don't know, how do I explain it? They're a little bit, you see them on the shelf, well for me anyway, and I think I know I should eat more of them, but what can I pair them with? Hence why I bought them months ago and haven't used them, and I thought, no, come on, give the kidney beans a bit of love. You might think differently if you've got, splash myself. If you've got anything that you can tell me to do with kidney beans, I think it'd be greatly received. Right, just going to pop the lid on that now. Bear with me. Put the lid on now. I've lowered it right down, and I'll just let that steam out a bit, and that's fine. Put my garam masala in, guys. That won't do, will it? I'll add that in now. Just a little spoon of that. And I forgot to put my kale in. Kale, no, it's straight kale, so I'm just going to use that. You don't have to put that in if you don't want to. I'll just snip it down now. It's going to make it, it's not going to be cooked, but I like it because it's got a bit of chewing, a bit of consistency, and it makes me taste my food more and my mouth work more, and I enjoy it. Show you just little bits like that. See, little ones. Oh, bit dropped off. Doesn't have to be uniform. Just put it in, give it a stir. Hold on, I'm waiting for my stand to come, guys, and be a bit better with me filming. Well, you know what I mean. I think my filming's still alright, isn't it? See ya. So I'm going to give that a stir in now. And then just put the lid back on. It's looking quite nice, that now. A bit concerned about them kidney beans that they weren't going to take, but, you know, as I say, it's just a shame to have them in the cupboard and sitting there, and they are really good for you. All these, and especially with these lentils and, you know, the beans and the tins, it's a good way of getting healthy, good food that's not expensive. That's a processed food, but it's processed in its natural form. Do you get me? It's put in a tin, so, you know, it's still good to eat. There's some processed foods that are very, very good, because we all know that, you know, stuff put in tins preserves it, which is brilliant, because, you know, you don't have to cook a load of lentils. They're all there, they're all ready for you. You've got the, you know, the ease of just opening your tin, and there's nothing bad in there at all for you. Yeah, so there you go. The moment of truth with my loaf. Gonna cut it and see. Just, let's see if I can put it down a bit further down. Bear with me. See, when I get this stand, I'll be able to do that like that, because it's on an angle, but 1 second. 1 second. Pause you again. Couple of books. I'm going to put my board on the books, so hopefully, and then you might be able to lift it up and you can see a bit better. Bean mix is just on a very low heat. Excuse me, guys. last week. Oh. Oh, sorry guys. It's on a very low heat. Just with the lid on. So we're going to cut now. Let's see. Has it worked? I put nuts in it. Did I say that? Let's have another look. It's certainly crusty, isn't it? I think it's a bit dirty. Hold on. I'll have to go back in. It's passable. But when I put the nuts in, it did say it might take on another consistency. Could have done with 10 minutes longer, but it's springy. I've got my cake tray there. I put it in for another 10 minutes. But it's trial and error, you know. Spelt bread, it's got a, like, not a horrible smell, but it's got a, like a, maybe it's, I don't know though. The crust is lovely. It's going back in. Sticking that back on. Pushing it up there, like that. I'm heating the oven to number 4. It's going back in. There's always a way around it. So, that was in for 50 minutes, which is the same as I done last time, but I need to heat the oven for 5 minutes. It was a smaller loaf I done. But that's what I mean. At least you know I'm honest now. That'll still be nice, but it's not as springy as it could be. You know when you feel a little bit of tension? I mean, they say tap it if it sounds hollow. I don't know what sounds hollow sounds like, so, but it's still lovely. So, another 10 minutes. Let's see. Maybe I shouldn't have put so many nuts in. I'll never know if I don't have a go. There you go. So it's going back in. Let's get back to the meal. Just because I've had the lid on, it keeps all the moisture in. That's why you need to put the lid on. So I need to wait a little bit now. I want to get me bread in the oven. So, but that, you need some moisture in it because you're going to put your eggs in the middle and stick the lid back on and they're going to bake, okay? I put that on gas mark 4. God, it's terrible. I'm good at remembering some things. But some things I don't remember now. I could have sworn last time I put that on gas mark 5. But I can't remember. So when I asked Alexa today, she said 4. And I've just looked again on Google. It said between 6 and 8 to get a good crust. So I don't know. And on the actual flour packet where I took the recipe from, it just says stick it in the oven for 50 minutes. So it's trial and error. But, you know, I'll get it right, and when I do get it right, I'll tell you, and you can make it. And I always said, didn't I, that I'd come on and be honest. I'm not going to take things out if I think, oh, that didn't work, because as I've said to you before, this recording is for me as well. Do you know what I mean? For my mental health, and it's got me out of a rut that I was in. So, we'll get back to the food, eh? I'm rambling. Right down, and I've cracked my eggs in, and all I'm going to do, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to put the lid back on and that's going to cook out now. Now, just keep your eye on it. It'll steam it out. I like my yolks quite well done, but if you wanted them runny, you'll know it's just like really poaching an egg in. Well, if you've never poached an egg before, I suppose, but I've got another tip for that and I'll show you that one day. That's dead easy. But just keep your eye on it, and you know, if you overcook it once, well, when you do it again, you'll get used to it. It's all about the bread's back in on a number 6. I'm going for it with a number 6. They're going to cook out on a low heat. You can't go wrong with them. As long as you leave it on the low heat and you keep that lid on, because if you take, as soon as you take your lid off, it might be teaching you to suck eggs here, pardon the pun, you're going to lose that moisture that's hitting the top of the pan and coming back down, and that's The Secret. So yeah, that's a good book if you've not looked at it, The Secret. Not that I'm trying to endorse anything on anyone, because I'm not. Yeah, so just going to wait for them to cook out. It takes a little while, but you've got the see-through pan, so you can keep your eye on it. And then while you're there doing, get your cheese ready and your jalapenos, okay? Take the lid off now, because these are just on the tin. See? So, you can't go wrong. As long as you keep that lid on, you can't go wrong, you won't lose your... So, I'm just following Kay's lead. I've got 3 little pieces of cheese. You could have more if you wanted to, that's all I want. So, just going to pop them in the side of my bowl there. So, in fact, no, I'm not. I'm going to pop them on the board there. And then jalapenos. I love jalapenos. That came off nice and easy. These are just absolutely... Oh, mwah. So good for you. Yeah, so I'm going to dish up now. What I'm going to do is cut my jalapenos. Oh, no flicking off everywhere. Have as little or as many of these as you want, but just be mindful. They are jalapenos. Yeah, I've got the constitution of an ox sometimes when it comes to stuff like this. But I'm going to show you how much cheese. I'm going to show you how much cheese I actually use. Now that cheese, take it out the wrapper and put it in an airtight container. You know, like something that I keep all my containers. If I get anything. Not last Friday. Was it last Friday gone? Was it Mother's Day Sunday it was, wasn't it? Abigail and the baby came, Abigail and Thomas. And she got me a chippy, sweet and sour chicken with fried rice. And with that come the plastic containers. Well, I keep them because they're airtight. And I'll put my cheese in them. But I'm going to get the cheese to show you how much I've used. So, again, if you're on a budget, when I show you the meal, it looks like a lot of cheese, but bear with. That's the packet, isn't it? And that's what I've used. Now, you could use more, but I'm saying if you know, if cheese is a luxury, you know, it is like, it's not cheap, is it? It's not a cheap food to buy, so that's what... I'll just show you. See? Now I'll show you the meal. Bear with me. Just 1 second, let me dry my fingers. 1 second. In all its glory. Now, what I will say is the eggs, when they come out the pan, they sort of, you'll think, oh, they look, excuse me, Alexa, stop. That's for the bread. They look a little different consistency, but they're not. They're like that, and you could have it with something else, couldn't you? That's what's left. And then I just pop that on there. Praying to God it's the right lid. That's always the way, isn't it? So put that in the fridge. Okay, show you my meal. Show you what's left. That's what's left. Quite a lot, isn't it? I'll have that tomorrow. That's a big meal. It is for me, you know. But yeah, need to say. I don't need to say. I'm gonna do a taste test. My bread's out. Don't know whether it's cooked or not, but I'll let you know in my next video. I've just got the end piece. Seems alright. I said I was going to put a photo on, didn't I? Well, show you. Bear with me. So nice. I'm not just saying it because I don't know Kirsten's my friend, but she's cooked this more than once now and she's done her own variations on it. So if it wasn't nice, all I'd say is it's got a bit of a kick to it. So, oh shoot, if you don't not a spicy person, then maybe don't add as many spices and the jalapenos and do it with the chicken stock, cube or veg you want. Do your own variation on it, but have a go. Have a bit with the cheese on. Good. Bread's good. I'm pleased with it. Yeah, it might still be a little bit not as springy as the last one I made, but it's got nuts in. Maybe that's how it's supposed to be, but I'll tell you once it's cooled down. I'll tell you tomorrow. But I said I was gonna show you the picture, didn't I? What I will say is, I like being slim, don't get me wrong, but I lost weight because my blood pressure was through the roof. My mum had a heart attack when she was 30. Hold on. I was 27 and 20. She was 54, 55 she was, because I was 27 and she had me when she was 28. And I was getting to be 55 and I felt like I was this ticking time bomb, and I had loads of problems, emotional problems with food. I was an emotional eater, and because she died, and like me, I've said this before, she had a massive heart attack at that age, 55. She had 2 cardiac arrests. They told us to say goodbye to her when she came back, but she always suffered after that. She had a baggy heart, and I mean, it's not what killed her, but and then my biological dad, who didn't know, he had a triple heart bypass, so luck wasn't on my side. So I think when I stopped drinking, you know, I wasn't Billy the Fish, but I liked me wine. So it just sort of snowballed from there, and I thought, I want to live. After I've had my therapy, I wanted to live, so I wanted to visit all them things that were getting me down, and my weight was one of them. So that's why I did it, you know. Everyone still loved me the same when I was the size I was, thought I was a lovely person. Took me a while to believe that I am a lovely person. Some days I still have doubts, but these videos help so much, and that's why I like to try and help people. If you can be nice, don't be horrible. So yeah, but this is delicious. Try it. Give it a whirl. Go on. You'll like it. Do your own variation on it. But just get outside your comfort zone and realise that you don't have to spend loads of money to eat well. I'm going to go now, but I'm going to pop a picture in. It'll either be on the thumbnail or it'll be in there somewhere. And I'll speak to you soon. Take care of yourself. Be kind to yourself. And most importantly, love yourself. Take care. Bye bye. Thanks for watching, guys. Ta-ra.